Let's get it. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas, and I'm so glad to see it. I am so excited today. Pardon me. Like I was saying, I'm so excited today. I was out riding with my wife. We had to go and get one of our vehicles inspected. And I had a fellow on one of the jobs. He was asking me about what I did. He was like, "So Robert, you just drive around and put furniture together?" I said, as well as yard care, pressure washing, basically all handyman services you can think of on the most part. Hang pictures, basically interior and exterior maintenance and furniture assembly. That's basically what I do. And he was like, "That's all right." Then he came back and he asked me, "Well, how many jobs a day you do?" I said, "It depends. My goal is 3 a day, doing 3 stops a day. And then, basically if I spread them out right, I can get 3 done a day." And I told him that was the goal. And right now I pretty much do 2 a day, but my goal would be 3. And in some situations, maybe even 4, if the timing was right. And I was reminding my wife of what he was saying, because that lady counseled. I say, praise the Most High. The Most High will build that space up. And he did. I said, I just like I was telling that fellow on that job I was doing, I said, I praise the Most High for giving me 3 jobs for 3 days out of the week, 3 jobs per day, and then 2 jobs per those other 2 days I do work. She said, praise the Most High, he can do it. I said, he sure can. And right then my phone started buzzing. Praise the Most High. And I filled up 2 of my days already with 3 jobs. And I have 1 day with 2 jobs so far. Like I said, so far. Because the Most High will work it out. And just like he was telling me getting out of the car, he will bless the works of our hands. And see, this don't come by sitting at the house talking about drawing something from a governor. See, that was the best thing that could have happened to me. Not only my testimony with me having this stroke, but having it work out so I won't be receiving disability anymore. See, I would still be on it, but I didn't tell a lie. And see, the Most High was testing my, what was the word he just put across my mind? My integrity. He was testing to see if I was going to follow that command not to tell a lie. Oh boy. And see, at that time, I didn't see no other way. You know, I'm hurt, on the mend, like my pop would say. Like my pop and my uncle would say. They said, they're on the mend. Talking about their wives. Pardon me. Because both of them was having challenges around the same time. But praise the Most High, like they say, they're on the mend now. But yeah, I was on the mend and really concerned about that check, because that was our income at the time. Of course, my wife works, which she always has, and which I always have. And to be quite honest, I'm not used to sitting down on nobody's check, not even unemployment. What I was speaking on was the Most High just told me. He said, I bless the works of your hands. And basically saying, I am blessing the works of your hands. But that don't mean you got to put them hands on something. You got to touch something. You got to be doing something. Basically saying he can't bless no lazy individual. And see, we weren't raised like that. Like I was talking to my pop and my uncle last week about the upbringing they gave us and about the training that they gave us. Being raised there on the farm, being taught how to cut grass, given chores basically. And then from those chores they taught us how to go out and put our hands to work to make money. Pardon me. And what I was doing last week, I was calling them and thanking them for that seed they planted and showing me how to put my hands to work. Because now this is what I do full time. Not only have I always had a lawn service from my uncle taking me on a job when I was like 7 or 8. And I told this story, so I'm not gonna go completely through it all over again. But he took me out on the road one day with him and gave me the job. He said, "This is your job. You do everything we showed you how to do, and I'll pay you." I said, "Okay." And what really was inspirational to me at that time, my uncle took the money out of the lady's hand and put it right in mine. And he said, "This is what your hard work got you. Don't forget this." I was like, "Oh boy, I'm always gonna do this." But praise the Most High, like I said, He'll bless the works of your hands as long as you don't get in the way. And that's part of my thought today, and we're going into it, and it is, stay in position, stop fighting your help. Stay in position, stop fighting your help. And on yesterday, we spoke on, or the day before I believe, we spoke on putting ourselves in position for our miracle. And how we have to put ourselves in position for a miracle. We have to do our part. And what we spoke on is doing what the Most High tells us to do on our end of it, on our physical end. Because in order to get a spiritual, which everything starts in the spiritual, but in order to get that out of the spiritual realm, we have to do our obedience or due diligence on the physical, in the physical realm. Obedience, whatever He tells you to do, when He tells you to do it, and how He tells you to do it. But let's get into this idea. Most High, I'm willing, I'm gonna keep it short today. I came out with my wife and I see she's just made it back from her walk. But our scripts is Ephesians 6, 12, and 13. But it's for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers, authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. Therefore put on every piece of the Most High's armor, so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. And as we read over and spoke on yesterday, we are living in them times of darkness, where in the text it says it's gross darkness, or darkness filled the people, and gross darkness was on the earth. And it goes on to say, then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. Hallelujah. And that's where we all want to be, standing firm. My wife done walked up on me and surprised me and sat down. So that's why I'm smiling. I'm not used to having an audience right here with me. But one of our greatest pieces of armor is our forgiveness. And that's why it says the title is Stay in Position and Stop Fighting Your Help. See, a lot of times we have people that want to help us, but we don't want to forgive them. We want to hold grudges against them, and the Most High is like, okay, I'm going to teach you something. What you need is in their hand. So how you going to get it? Through your forgiveness. through you letting go of your bitterness, your anger, and your hatred towards that individual. And we touched on this very briefly on yesterday's recording or the one before, when we were speaking on them folks, the Gentiles, the heathen, whatever you want to call them, and how some of them are going to want to add themselves on to us when it's time to get up out of here. And we can't be holding grudges against them. We got to forgive them folks. We got to say, okay, I'm not going to hold a grudge against you. I'm going to say, okay, I forgive you. True. And like my wife said, the forgiveness is for us anyway. But it's for them too. It's for them too. Say hey, baby. You can't be over here tag teaming with me. You don't see who over there talking. But the script in Romans 12 and 19 goes on to say, Beloved, do not avenge yourselves, but rather give place to wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Most High. Why would it say give place to wrath? I'll wait. That's a powerful statement right there. It's saying that in my mind and in my ruach, it's saying that wrath is going to be there. So you got to give it its place. Basically, when you come across something, just like folks would say, I'm healed. By Jesus' stripes, I'm healed. Or by Yahushua's stripes, whoever you call him. And you're basically not doing the legwork for your healing. You're not doing what the Most High told you to do for your healing, just like we started off. Obedience is what's going to keep you, what do we say? Keep you in position. So it's the same thing with this forgiveness piece. You got to say, okay, Father, I am angry. And that's what I was going to say about with sickness. You got to admit these things. You can't just say it's not there. You feel that. You see them bumps on your forehead. You see your tongue turn the colors. Or you see that them highs breaking out on you. So you're going to just say, I don't have them. They're not there. By faith. Then you don't see them symptoms. That's crazy. First, you got to give place to them things. In accepting it and saying, I see this, but it's misinformation. Oh boy. Just like we spoke on a few days ago, whenever Hasatan offers you anything, it's misinformation. Even if you see it right there in the physical. You say, no, that's misinformation. See, that's not what the text says. The text says such and such and such. Yeah, I see it, but that's going to change because that's not a fact. It may be true now, but it's, how you say that? It may be true today, but that truth is going to change tomorrow. No, the text is what's the truth, period. It may be fact today, but the word is true, period. So that fact is going to change when you apply the word like you're supposed to. In obedience. Not just saying, eyes healed, just like saying, eyes saved. No, you're not. You're not saved unless you endure until the end. And once again, being obedient, doing what the Most High tell you to do. To hold on to your salvation. And no, it's not that you're trying to earn it, but you got to be obedient. And we're not even going to delve into that anymore. Because that's a long, hard road by itself. But praise the Most High. We was reading over Romans where the Most High says vengeance is his. But yeah, giving place to wrath. You give place to stuff in your life. You don't just say it's not there. I don't feel angry. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. Then the next thing you know, under your breath, you cussing folks. Or you ready to put your hands on folks. Or even worse, you going behind their back talking about them. And then you start walking it out in actions. You start setting them up to get your own vengeance. But that's a great idea there. Give place to wrath. It says do not avenge yourself. So basically in Robert talk, it's saying don't get them back, be mad, but let the Most High get them back for you. And I went on to write in my notes, some of our battles we won't need to fight, but the fight of faith. And it takes a whole lot of faith when letting Abba Yah avenge a wrong. Notice the key word there, letting. The Most High will back away and say, okay, do it your way. I'll be right over here when you get over yourself. The problem is we want to see the same pain in the other person's eye that we felt, or other person's eyes that we felt, when all you see is a smile. And 9 times out of 10, that person don't even know they wrong. And if they did, they don't care. They're like, okay, get over it. See you when you on the other side, like the Most High. Okay, get over it. I'll be over here when you get over it. Because I'm living my life. I'm not worried about you. That's you. And we end up hurt, mad, out of pocket, out of place. The Most High gets payback that keeps on giving, like a royalty check. Praise the Most High, I said it and I wrote it, like a royalty check. As we see in our script for today, and it is Joshua 9, 22 through 26. Pardon me. And mind you, I said the Most High gets payback that keeps on giving. And the script goes on to say in Joshua 9, 22 through 26, then Joshua summoned the Gibeonites and said, why did you deceive us by saying we live a long way from you, while actually you live near us? You are now under a curse. You will never be released from service as woodcutters and water carriers for the house of the Most High. Then they answered Joshua, your servants were clearly told how the Most High, your Elohim, had commanded his servant Moses to give you the whole land and to wipe out all its inhabitants from before you. And notice they praise the Most High. Notice how they say your servants. So he said in one sentence they took on that role because it was to their benefit. He didn't need to tell them you're gonna have to call me servant. He said that you were cursed and that you would never be released from service as woodcutters and water carriers for the house of the Most High. So the next thing they replied back was, your servants were clearly told how the Most High, your Elohim, had commanded his servant Moses to give you the whole land and to wipe out all of its inhabitants from before you. So we feared for our lives because of you. And that is why we did this. We are now in your hands. Do to us whatever seems good and right to you. That is so powerful. Because they're the ones, we talked about this before here in the secret place. They're the ones that tricked them, putting on old clothes, old shoes, and carried some stale bread like they done walked from a long way away and came up on Joshua and the Israelites. But no, they was right across the valley, you could say, a stone's throw away. But they heard, just like with what was her name, Rahab in Jericho, she said the same thing. See, we heard about y'all, what y'all did to Egypt. We knew y'all, when y'all came here, y'all meant business. And see, once they came through Jericho and was killing people in AI, these folks here knew we got to work on some kind of scheme. Oh boy, and they worked on it. They had a good one too. And see what they were. Praise the Most High. Thank you, Abba. Where they messed up, where we messed up, our ancestors, the Israelites, where we messed up is we didn't do what David always does. I was going to say did, but I say does because I'm sure he's still inquiring of the Most High on what to do next. See, if we had inquired of the Most High then, we could have went on and wiped them out. But see, what the Most High was telling me, he was like, it ended up to be to their advantage, just like the text says that we've been going over here for the last month or so. All things work together for our good. So that's another way we can look at this anger and bitterness, giving way to it, knowing that on the other side, the Most High has something for me, for my good. And so Joshua saved them from the Israelites. See, them Israelites, them boys wanted to kill them. They were mad because they was tricked. They tricked them. And see, they was about to put their hands on them. But the Most High, I want to say the Most High reminded them that they had gave them an oath, but I believe it was the elders that said we can't do it. We already gave them our oath. And that's what it is. The elders got together to figure on what they was going to do about them folks. And they said, no, we can't put our hands on them because we already gave our word to them. And see, the Most High would be more upset with us since we already gave our word and we went back on our word. And see, that would be another testament to them in the eyes of the other nation. And I did a little studying on this idea and found where another fellow had did his due diligence in studying the same idea. And he wrote, the wording from wood chopper to water drawer means that other types of menial labor are also included, such as a washerman or wash lady, gardeners, straw collectors, who are often associated with these two type jobs. And the Most High was telling me that, see, just like in our Israelite and forefathers, they was doing this work in Egypt and they was serving other people. So the Most High caused them to reap what they sowed. And these people had to serve the Israelites for all time. They will always be their servants. Pardon me. And it's the same for us today. See, it's saying when we go back into the land that we're going to go with great substance. And that the people that do go back with us, the ones that's added to us, they will be there to serve us. And Psalms 86 and 11 is our final thought for today. And this is how we walk this title out and stay in position and stop fighting our help. And it says, teach me your way, O Yahuwah. I will walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear your name. Obedience. See, we cannot get away from that simple word, obedience. See, like we started off saying, well, I don't think we said it today, but we was tiptoeing around it. It's impossible for the Most High to get us anything on this physical level if we don't do our due diligence and obedience to get it. When we go to him in prayer and say, Father, I need this, that's part one. I need your help. And he said, okay, I got you. Do this. Well, first, you go find it in that text and have some assurity that he wants you to have it. And say, Father, you say right here that you will meet all my needs according to your riches and glory through Yahushua HaMashiach. I have some needs and I need you to meet them. Okay? Do this. Give your sister $50. Huh? I need $250. Why am I gonna give her $50? And instead of saying, okay, Pop, and see, there you go, fighting right there. That's where you're fighting against your help. The Most High is trying to put something in your hand. See, just like my pop told me, he said, Bob, I won't never do anything to hurt you. I'd rather help you instead of hurt you. And basically he was saying, I'm not trying to take nothing from you. I'm trying to put something in. I'm trying to help you gain. And see, that's how the Most High is. Just like the old saying goes that we learn in church. You can't beat the Most High giving. And you can't. You can't. Because the text continually says you reap what you sow. That text didn't change since I've been alive. And I know for a fact that I have never been able to outgive him. When he tell me to do something and I do it, it always comes out for my betterment. But that's gonna be my time for today. Stop fighting your health. Stay in position. Stop fighting your health. And I just had to come back on and say, forgive your brothers and sisters. Forgive your family members before you lose them. Praise the Most High. Yeah, that's important. Forgive your family. See, the Most High was just reminding me, he was like, you ain't say nothing about that family dynamic like you did the other day. See, these ideas flow from one day to the next. And that's important when we speak on forgiveness and putting on the armor of forgiveness. We can't take that armor off once we go back home. Oh boy. Or once we go to the family reunion. Or once we go visit Big Mom and them or Grandma and them. And you around them cousins you can't stand, you don't like, that said something about you the last time. But you at a point where you don't want to get over it. And see, that had become one of my favorite words when I met my wife. She taught me that about letting stuff go in a lot of cases, because a lot of cases I wanted to cuss her. Because she would be like, Robert, just get over it already. I'm like, what? Get over it? No, we just getting started with this one. You talking about get over it. But praise the Most High. That's just a little sound wisdom. Forgive your family members. Let it go. Because as my wife was saying before, it's for your good. Because a lot of times them folks don't know they even hurt you. And if they do, what's to say they're gonna forget, gonna admit to doing wrong. And in a lot of cases, not just admit it, but take responsibility. A lot of times what people will say is, well, some of the time, I'm not gonna say a lot, but sometimes people will be more amped to say, yeah, I did it. What of it? What you gonna do about it? You wanna fight about it? But you really have to follow the Most High's leading in prayer. Which this is what we must do in every situation, as we were saying. You know, stop fighting him mainly, because he's your main help. But we were saying stop fighting your help. Stay in position and stop fighting your help. Because that's the number one way to get yourself out of position. Unforgiveness. You sitting here hot and mad with somebody that did something to you or something to your families 400 years ago, but you don't want to forgive. And it's not saying that you have to forget what people did to you. You forgive them and keep a note, okay? I know how you are. I'm going to forgive you, but that don't mean we need to be in a relationship. That don't mean I need to be around you. I give you 6 feet whenever I see you. Stay back. What they say about the long handle spoon? Feed them with a long handle spoon or something like that.